This training video is introduced by Adam Jackson, who has many years of experience working in and managing hairdressing salons. Adam experienced dermatitis when he was a trainee, and he's seen other colleagues get dermatitis. Adam is passionate to help others prevent dermatitis affecting their working life. He kindly agreed to introduce this film.
If you want to stay in this industry, it's very important that you wear gloves. There's some good information on this DVD. So look after your hands and keep them safe.
The film that you're about to watch contains a real story of a hairdresser whose working life has been badly affected by dermatitis. Then it goes on to provide you with advice about how to look after your skin and how to wear and use disposable gloves properly. It might come as a surprise, but dermatitis is more common among people working in hairdressing than any other profession. More than 2/3 of hairdressing apprentices suffer some form of skin damage, and 1/3 experience severe skin changes. Problems often start within the first month of work. Trainees spend much of their day washing clients' hair, and if they don't wear protective gloves, their hands can soon be affected. Dermatitis is not contagious. That is, it cannot be passed from person to person. It happens when chemicals, which can irritate or cause an allergic reaction, come into contact with the skin. Products used in hairdressing can contain these types of chemicals, although not everyone will get dermatitis from them. Some will be unaffected, but others will have a reaction ranging from mild to severe. Once someone has become sensitive to a particular product, they only have to come into contact with a very small amount in the future for their dermatitis to flare up. Wet working, involving washing and shampooing, is commonly reported as contributing to dermatitis amongst trainee hairdressers. People experience different signs and symptoms of dermatitis. In the early stages, the skin is prone to dryness, itching and redness. As the condition worsens, the skin can show flaking, scaling, cracking and bleeding, and swelling and blistering. No one thinks it will happen to them, but unfortunately it does happen to too many hairdressers. Here is just one story.
I went into hairdressing from school. I did 3 years training at Dimensions. Also, I went to college as well. And then I went to work for an employer. I did this for a few years until I got the experience, and I set up my own salon. I run my own salon for 6 years, and then I broke off to have my family. Recently I've gone back, and that's when the dermatitis started.
When did you first notice about your dermatitis?
I'd been back about a year when it started, and it just started with a dry patch on the back of my hands with little spots under my skin, what felt like a little rash. And obviously I didn't get any treatment. I just carried on working with it until it got really bad, and I ended up going to the doctors because it ended up getting infected.
Do you need any medical treatment?
I take my steroid cream for about 7 days and try to come off it for about 7 days, because obviously my skin starts thinning, and you're not supposed to use it anyway every single day, but when I don't use it, then I'm back to square one again.
How does it affect your daily life?
Well, on a day-to-day basis, there's a lot of things now I can't do what I used to do, like washing up, peeling potatoes, onions, a lot of fruits, do it as well. Getting hot baths. I have to get a cooler bath because otherwise I start itching, and then it starts bleeding, it just all starts over again. It affects my family life because my little girl likes to get in bath, and obviously they like to play in the bath with her ducks and whatever, and she has bubbles, splashing around in bubbles, and I can't get my hands. If I get my hands in bubbles, then that's it, it flares up again. So I have to wear gloves even when I'm playing around in the bath with my little girl.
How does it affect your work and colleagues?
I can't use bleach anymore. If I use bleach, then I start having an allergic reaction to it. My eyes start running, I start sneezing, my hands all swell up. So if I have to come in contact with bleach, one of my colleagues have to do it for me.
Has it changed the way you work?
I've recently started wearing gloves to try and prevent my hands from getting cracked, and at first it felt strange, and it felt strange putting them on in front of customers, but now the customers are telling me if I haven't got gloves on, they're telling me to start to prevent my hands by wearing gloves, so no, they don't mind at all.
What would you tell your other hairdresser colleagues?
Well, if I was to start out again in hairdressing from doing training, then yeah, from day one I would wear gloves, because it does help prevent you getting dry skin and helps prevent dermatitis.
Dermatitis can have a severe impact on your life, but the good news is that dermatitis can be avoided if you can stop chemicals getting into contact with the skin and reduce the contact with water and shampoos. There are 5 simple steps you can take. Wear disposable non-latex gloves when doing jobs like shampooing, rinsing, bleaching and colouring. Change your gloves between clients. Wash your hands often and dry them thoroughly with a clean, soft towel. Use a moisturising cream on your hands after washing and at every opportunity throughout the day. Check your skin regularly for early signs. Gloves will only protect the skin from chemicals if they fit well and are used correctly. Single-use non-latex disposable gloves are made from several different materials. The 2 main types, nitrile and polyvinyl, are both suitable for hairdressing. Recent independent tests found that most hairdressers preferred nitrile gloves because they gave a more comfortable fit. The final choice is down to personal preference, so it's advisable to try a few brands and sizes to find the best ones for the staff in your salon. You've seen all the evidence, but how important is it to wear gloves correctly? A correctly fitting glove will give better protection and be more comfortable. The glove should reach to the web at the base of the fingers, and there should not be too much spare material at the fingertips. It should fit snugly around the wrist. The glove should be at least 30 centimeters long to give better protection to the wrists during wet work. What is the best way of using gloves to protect your hands? It's important that you have a method for taking the gloves off without getting chemicals on your skin. This demonstration shows how incorrect removal of gloves can allow the skin to be contaminated. A harmless substance which shows up under a special light source is used to simulate contamination by hairdressing chemicals. The substance is applied to the outer surface of the gloves, and the demonstrator then removes the gloves in the way that an untrained person might, without using any pre-planned method. When the hands are placed in a special light box, you can see that the substance that was on the outside of the glove has been transferred to the skin during the glove removal. The wrists, palms and tips of the fingers are the areas usually contaminated. Fortunately, correct glove removal is easy to teach, and with practice it's quick to do. Start by nipping one of the gloves at the wrist. Make sure that you don't make contact with bare skin, and stretch the material so that the fingers can hook the glove from the outside. Pull the hooked glove part way off, leaving the fingers and the thumb still inside. Next, use the clean inner surface of the partly removed glove to get hold of the cuff of the other glove and pull it off the hand, being careful to touch only the inner surface. Now remove the first glove entirely, rolling the gloves in on themselves to make a ball. Dispose of the gloves as you would your other contaminated waste. Properly washing and drying your hands is important for good skin care. When washing, use the mildest soap available, preferably one without colouring or perfume. The fewer additives in the soap, the less likely it is to cause irritation. Wash your hands in warm, not hot water. If the washing facility doesn't have a mixer tap for making a stream of warm water, then fill a bowl. Apply the soap to all surfaces of the hand, taking particular care over the easily missed areas, like the webs of the fingers, around the nails, the wrist and thumb. Rinse well and make sure all soap residues are removed. It's important to use a soft, clean, dry towel to dry your hands. Towels made from cotton or soft papers are suitable. These materials should not over-dry delicate skin. Towel drying is a gentle way of caring for skin that's already dry, cracked or irritated. Make sure your hands are completely dry, and again take care over the easily missed areas. Once the skin is clean and dry, it's important to moisturize by carefully applying a skin cream to all areas of the hands and wrists. A wide range of moisturizing products is available. Ideally, you should use one that doesn't contain colourings or perfumes. As a guide, look for creams described as aqueous cream or emollient cream, because these contain simple ingredients such as liquid paraffin or glycerin. Less expensive creams are often just as effective at conditioning the skin as expensive ones. As with the gloves, it's worth trying out a few different ones to find creams that suit the staff in your salon. Using moisturizing cream regularly stops your skin from drying out and will help to reduce the chance of developing dermatitis. You should get into the habit of using hand cream at certain times of the day, for example at the start and end of work and at break times, as well as using it every time you wash and dry your hands.
You have heard Maxine's story, how important it is to look after your hands. So please wear disposable gloves wherever you can and look after your hands in the workplace.